All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The Baptist in me had to say that. So we're here this morning. If you didn't know, I'm from the South. But the Baptist in me wanted to share that with you, that warm welcome. We used to do that traditionally whenever we would get together and have a gathering of people that meant a lot to us. So some of you, Valerie and I know, some we just met, and some we met this week during the install, but it doesn't matter because you are family and we are all connected. And that's what this mural is about. It's about community and creating community. And we're just grateful for the privilege to do so. So we have a brief program this morning, and at this time we will have Alex Pangham from the Rhino Art District to welcome you on behalf of the district and share a little bit about this awesome program that they're doing, the Rhino Mural Program. And Alex, if you come on up. Yay. And she's been painting murals this morning because she's a dope artist as well.
Hi, thank you all very much for coming. I work for the Rhino Art District, and we're so excited to have Chloe and Valerie painting here this week. This particular installation is to highlight Disability Awareness Month, and we are super proud that they were able to come and put this beautiful mural here in the Edens Alley. So thank you so much to Edens as well for being a huge sponsor of this program. And yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much, Alex. And at this time, we'll hear from Tom or Mackenzie from Edens. They're our corporate sponsor, and they are an organization that really believes that community engagement is a part of being a strong business. And we're just so proud and honored to work with them because they have a demonstrated commitment of being visible in communities. Tom?
Thank you, Chloe. Good morning, everyone. So Saturdays in our family, in the Kyler family, is a big day for gratitude and giving back thanks to fill up the tank for the week. And so this is a perfect day for an unveiling. The first thanks, obviously, to Tracy with the RiNo Art District and Alex. Alex has taken over this mural program and done such a fantastic job in bringing really depth and inspiration to it and thoughtfulness as far as making it inclusive to everyone. And we're so proud to get to work with her and get to be a part of that. And then secondly, to Chloe and Val, who we've become very close friends with in a very short period of time. And the thanks to them is really around the courage that they bring to what they do. And courage is the most important virtue that you can have, right? That's where everything begins. And so for these two, the courage that they have with just who they are as people and to bring that out into the community, we're so thankful to be a part of that. I think that's it. Thank you all for coming out. It's so nice to see everybody.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks so much. So why are we all here today? Now, naturally, you may have seen it online. You may be working with us. We may have, mildly harassed you via social media. Come join us. Or email. But we're all here for a reason. And we're here because we care and we believe in hope. And this mural is called Holding Hope. So for those who aren't familiar with me, I'm Chloé Duplessis. I am an artist and culture bearer. And about 3 years ago, I was diagnosed as being legally blind. Now, I've always been the kid that wore glasses, so I just went to a routine eye visit. And, I've had these since kindergarten, so I thought nothing of it. But what we found then was that I had the beginning stages of Stargardt disease, which is a rare form of macular degeneration. It's genetic, and there's no cure as of right now. And it skips generations. So my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother had it. But she also worked a farm and raised several children, so resiliency runs in our family. So during that time, we were also getting ready to plan and move to Denver, and all of my friends and family were like, you have a business here, you have a home here, you have family here, are you all still moving? And I got quiet. I did what I do when I have tough decisions. I was very prayerful. I talked to my husband, Sean, about it, and I said, not only are we moving, we're moving, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing, and it has been. Over the past 2.5 years, you guys, it's been challenging for everyone. We've all had to make adjustments, but we're still here. So what do we do with that? How do we show up? And how do we lean into our creativity? Because whether you consider yourself an artist or not, we all have something beautiful and creative that we can bring to the table. Whether that's something that you just do for you, your outlet, or whether that's something that you choose to share with others, it's important and it's valuable. I think it's often ironic and kind of funny that when people are going through tough times, the first thing they do is lean into that favorite movie, that book, that favorite song, or that soundtrack, and it brings you back to when you were happy, when you had better times, or when you overcame adversity. So what we want to do through our work on so many levels, and I know the Art District really feels this way as well, we want to continue to share the message that art is not just this thing you do on the side. Art is a calling, it can be a career, and art is essential to who we are as people. And it's a gift, it's an absolute gift. So when Alex reached out from the district and was like, we'd like for you to consider doing this mural, we're gonna give you the option of doing something yourself or partnering with another artist. If any of you know artists, sometimes you may say, I'm good, I'll just do my own thing. We are prone to whimsy, we love inspiration, we can be moody, we can be in our head, you know, it's a whole thing that goes into our work. And you work your whole life sometimes to manage that because we have such beautiful gifts. But when I met Valerie via phone about 2 months ago, and we began to meet weekly every Monday at 10 a.m., I was just struck by her heart, her openness, and even though we have very different backgrounds, we saw eye to eye on almost every issue. We both value accessibility, and we believe it should be a starting point and not an afterthought. Because much of my work deals with history and healing. I focus a lot on anti-racism work, diversity and inclusion. And over the past year or so, even though I've been doing this for about 10 years, I recognize that inclusion wasn't enough because depending on who's offering it, inclusion suggests that I am including you. And sometimes that feels like a blanket for people of color or marginalized peoples. But accessibility suggests that I'm not just gonna give you a blanket, I'm gonna give you thread, access to a sewing machine, and some scissors. So you have all the resources that you need to create, to build, to grow. So accessibility has really become the focus for this work. That's what this work is about. And we start talking about how we value creative freedom and the ability to uplift people with our work in our various communities. And we told Alex, I was like, Alex, we're doing this together. Because yeah, we could have done our own thing. We're already doing that. But how beautiful and dope would it be if two amazing women navigating disability came together to create an original piece of work? And so for the next several weeks, we met every week, and what you see organically came together. And every aspect of this mural has significance. The colors are colors that are traditionally tied to hope and blossoming and new beginnings. If you see the plants, that's the ginkgo plant. It was around when the dinosaurs were around. So you have thousands and thousands of years of this plant representing hope and new beginnings and future and resiliency, something that we can all attest to right now. Because if you're here, honey, guess what? Congratulations, you're resilient. So all of this has value. The blue, it resonates with those same things, having the opportunity to start again and seizing that opportunity and viewing it for what it is. And of course, the yellow. Yellow, unless you're that rare person, you can't see yellow and not smile. It just lights up a room, much like Valerie's personality and her heart. And all of the people we met this week, I can't tell you how many people just walked by and they were like, what you doing? That's cool. Word. Some people just moved their hand. People walked up to Valerie and told her, my sister is navigating disability, or I have a deaf friend, or thank you. People actually told her, oh my gosh, I feel seen. It blessed us. And one day when I came up here to join her, she said, I want to tell you something. I was like, what? And she said, today several women of color walked by and everyone stopped and they looked at the mural and they saw the picture of the woman and they were like, kind of like, what's that about? And she said, what's that about? I said, you know why? Because traditionally as women of color, we don't grow up seeing ourselves. We just don't. So for you to walk down an alley on your way to lunch or work or to pick up some amazing food from Denver Central Market, shameless plug because we love them, we're not sponsored. It means something to not only see yourself, but to see a woman and to see a plus size woman. Because you doggone sure ain't seeing plus size women everywhere, even though we are everywhere. But what I told Valerie in that moment was, here's the thing, oftentimes you don't see persons navigating disability in plain sight, but we're here. People of color, we're here. And we're literally here. We're in the bricks We're in the very foundation because we all helped to build this country, and we should all lean into that and celebrate that and remember that. So that's what this moment is about. We create this in recognition of National Disability Employment Awareness Month. So if you're in a position of power today to hire someone navigating a disability, or you can reach out to your HR directors to do so, please consider making that a heightened focus in this season. It's so important when there are so many people looking for work. Additionally, if you're in a position to collaborate, partner, or hire someone navigating disability or someone who is an artist, definitely give them that consideration because we are exceptional and we just want to show up and serve. So at this moment, we'd like to include 2 brief presentations, a few minutes each, from the Anchor Center for Blind Children. So the great thing about partnering with the district and Edens is they love community as much as we do. So they said you can choose a local organization that's doing great work. So we chose Access Gallery and the Anchor Center for Blind Children. And today, their representatives are here to share a little bit about their mission and work, and when they finish, will be the official dedication of the mural wall. We'll have a few moments of gratitude, and then Valerie, my co-creator, will wrap us up with a beautiful, heartfelt speech that she wants to share with you, and she will sign for us. So at this time, if the representatives for Anchor will come on up, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Oh, honey, let it flow. Yeah, we're all gonna be crying before it's over.
My name is Mindy Doyle McCall, and I'm the physical therapist who works at the Anchor Center for Blind Children. Oh, can you hear me now? Oh, there. So I'm Mindy Doyle McCall. I'm a physical therapist, and I've been at the Anchor Center for Blind Children for 34 years. So I know it well.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jen Taylor. I'm a teacher of the visually impaired. I've been with Anchor for 3 years. However, I'm also visually impaired with a genetic condition called albinism. So I've pretty much lived it. I teach it, and I'm so glad that we're here to share with you guys.
And I think Jen and I both agreed to do this because we both do have a personal connection to the world of people with disabilities beyond our work. I have a daughter who's visually impaired and on the autism spectrum, and she's navigating into the work world right now, and it's very complicated. It really is. We want to tell you a little bit about Anchor Center for Blind Children. We've been around for 37 years. And we serve children birth to 5 years old. So we have an early intervention program through preschool. And I think a big part of our mission is really working with families. We certainly work with the children, but it's also really educating families and teaching families how to advocate for their kids moving forward. And we follow a curriculum called the Expanded Core Curriculum, which looks at far beyond academics. It's looking at social skills, life skills, orientation, mobility, and one of the domains in that curriculum is career education. So even as infants, we'll talk to parents about the domain of career education, and they'll look at us like, well, that sounds a little crazy. But really, it begins from at the very beginning. You have to have good social skills. You have to be able to advocate for yourself. You have to be able to navigate around a work environment. And those things have to be taught really early on, and from the beginning and throughout their whole career until they hit the workspace. Let's see, what else? We also employ people who have vision impairment. We have actually 3 employees who have vision impairment. We had a TA in the past who was hearing impaired. So when I think about what needs to happen in the workspace is just a little bit of education and a little bit of accommodation and modification, and they can be so successful, but getting those things in place is so much harder than it should be. And so I'm hoping we at the Anchor Center can continue to advocate and work with parents to get out there and say, but my kid can have a job, and it doesn't matter if my child has a couple disabilities, they can still be useful in the workspace. And
how can they support you? What's your website?
Our website is anchorcenter.org, and we're totally a nonprofit. We have a budget of $2.5 million, And we serve hundreds of families a year, and it is all on donations and grants. Like 95% of our budget is private donations. So it's pretty incredible that we have a really nice base right now of people that support us, but yeah, we can always use more, absolutely. And volunteers. We can always use volunteers. And our development director is here. Over there, Savannah. And we do tours. If you're interested in coming to see Anchor, you can contact Savannah, and she can set you up with a tour. And it's pretty amazing to see. It really is an amazing program.
Hello. So Mindy and everyone kind of wanted me to share a little bit of my own personal experience navigating the workforce and how important disability awareness in the employment world is. So I was unfortunate. I wasn't able to get early intervention services, like the services we offer here. So I know firsthand how important the work that we do is, even at such a young age. And my brother also has a visual impairment, multiply impaired. So a little bit more going on than just vision, just trying to figure out things that he likes to do, how we can incorporate him. He used to do some stuff with Goodwill. He used to do some canning. He would work in the nursing homes filling ice in cups. So we try to work with each child individually at Anchor Center and specifically try to find what they're good at, what they can do, and how we can accommodate for them, because access is a major thing. And I know that with the pandemic happening, working from home has gotten more accessible. It's gotten easier. In the past, they said we couldn't do it because we weren't capable, and then everybody else had to do it, so now we're able to do it. So the field has opened up tremendously, but there's still a lot of work to be done, and that's what Anchor Center is trying to do, trying to teach these families to advocate and to teach their children what works for them so they don't have to worry about it. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. And again, if you want more information, please reach out to these lovely ladies today after we wrap briefly to see how you can show up and support however you feel led to do so, because they're doing the real work of helping families every single day, and it's so inspirational. Thank you so much. All right, I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of hyped because we're about to dedicate a mural. Valerie Rose, hit the stage. Come on down. In my Bob Barker voice. This is deaf applause, you guys. That's beautiful. Okay, so at this time, we're going to dedicate the mural. She's going to sign at the end, but I will let Valerie tell you a little bit about her journey on actually building the mural. So we combined this passion we have for accessibility by doing two different mediums. So what you will see, I'm going to turn around. What you will see behind me is actually, it's paint, but it's also wheat paste. And we also want to thank Coco so much for helping us with wheat paste. If you are from Denver, Coco is the wheat paste whisperer. You've seen those love hearts all over Denver with the word hope in the middle of it. So we connected with her on hope, and she was just extraordinary in teaching us. So we not only installed the wheat paste this week, like 7 days ago, we went to her studio, and she took 4 hours of time out her day to teach us the process of wheat paste. It was like an on-site apprenticeship. I was like, I feel so blessed. And then she came with us and helped us install the piece, and it has just been amazing. She's not able to be here with us today, but we just wanted to go on record as saying, we love you, Coco. So we'll talk about that. That's the wheat paste piece. So for people who are familiar and who follow my work, this was a part of another piece I created specifically for our show in New Orleans. And this piece is inspired by the original story that most of us don't know. And feel free to Google it. So in 2019, the Washington Post published a story about the true inspiration for the Statue of Liberty. Now, I don't know about you, but I just grew up loving the Statue of Liberty, what it represented, who she was, the toga action. I was here for all of that. And because I've been the same height since I was in 6th grade, I identify with the Statue of Liberty, I gotta say. So imagine my surprise when I hold this immigrant story beacon close to my heart as a person of color, even though many of our stories were very, very different, because we had a different boat ride, frankly. But the great thing about it is, So the Statue of Liberty was originally inspired, a gift from the French, according to the article, as a way of kind of saying, hey, slavery is kind of whack. So like wrap that up and let's honor everybody. But along the way, over many, many years, and because of funding interest, as we can all understand, that message got kind of shifted and it became what it is today. But the new museum, the Statue of Liberty Museum, actually honors this story and has lots of information. So if you're able to travel in the year ahead, please bless them, donate, and go visit. So I just thought it was so cool that this was true, because there are a lot of urban myths or beautiful stories and folklore in the Black community. So I had heard this growing up, but like many things, I just thought maybe it wasn't true, or there were bits of truth in it. So to find it was true not only blessed my heart, it also made me feel, as an artist and historian, that how many other things about history do we not really know? And then that kind of makes you feel uneasy, but also it makes you feel a sense of pride and encouragement, and dare I say it, hope. Because if that's true, then that means history is not just in books and in the library and periodicals. History is right now. Like this moment with all of you is history. We are creating history. And that means that we have a stake in this and that we can shift this thing and ensure that everyone is seen. So when I sent several images to Valerie and told her the story behind it, she was like, that one. That's the one we're doing. And then over the next several weeks, I'll let her share how we came up with the colors and the imagery, and then we'll dedicate this beautiful mural.
Thank you, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. So I'm really happy to be here today. And this mural is a collaboration that we've done together. But I'm going to go ahead and explain what it's about, each part of the mural, okay? So the yellow, the color yellow, is for hope. And the perseverance that we have and the persistence we have. Chloe, here, she was trying to capture that sign for equality. That's the sign for equality. Good. See, you're learning some signs here. Thank you. Yes. Equality. And then the ginkgo leaf. Chloe already explained, but it also means hope. It represents hope. And the leaf also has been around for many, many thousands of years, since the dinosaurs were alive. And that tree has been around for thousands of years and has survived for thousands of years. So that's really amazing. Here, this part, that's a sign. Those are signs, and you're going to go ahead and learn, just like this. And what does it mean? It means to bloom or blossom. Same as just like a flower blooms. But it's also, we want you in our world to blossom and bloom. And we want to walk through the door. But often we can't walk through that door until we grow, until we're able to grow and blossom. And you can read the words here. Disability rights are human rights. So why is this important, or why did we include this? If we honor everyone who has a disability, it would make the world a more accessible place. It would benefit not only the people who have disabilities, but everyone. And you would be amazed. It would be amazing. And then we have more flowers here. So again, it's about blossoming and blooming, positive message, positive goals. And then the colors, all of the colors here, they feel very positive. They have a positive message. And when I created this design, I asked Chloe what colors we could see the best, that are the most visible, that Chloe could see the best, that would be the most visible for her. And she said red, and she said blue, and yellow, And so we went ahead and incorporated all of those colors into the mural. So that's it. That's the mural. And that's, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. And thank you for this dedication today. And thank you.
Okay. Valerie, girl, come on. Okay. And we literally bought 4 boxes of tissue because I was like, it's probably going down. I'm that person. And now I'm like, where's the tissue? Because I don't want to use my mask. At this moment, if you would, we just want to observe a brief moment of meditation as we dedicate this mural. You can hold hands or not. You can hold your own hand. I don't know how you're rolling. However you feel led. We just want to, in this moment, come and just be in sincere gratitude of this moment, this time. All the people in this space have never been in this space before. And this we know to be true. More than likely, all of the people in this space represented today, both viewing and here, will never be in this space again. This moment is fleeting. That's why it's so beautiful and so important. And we want to thank the ancestors, the indigenous peoples, people of color, the immigrants, all persons who at one point in time on this very ground where we stand, lived, worked, toiled, and transitioned. And we want to honor them. And we pray that this mural will be a beacon of light, hope, and encouragement, and champion accessibility to everyone who sees it. Every single person, whether they're parking in the parking lot, walking down the alley, and we pray that people will come over the next several weeks and months and see it, and it will become this really beautiful beacon of what it means to hold hope. We have lots of work to do, this we know, but there are so many great and good things in the world, especially people when we show up. So we ask for the courage to show up in our everyday life in small, sustainable ways. And we ask for the ability to ensure that everyone is seen and heard. All right, so at this moment, we will do brief moments of thanks with Valerie and I, and Valerie will close us out with, I know I got a Denzel Washington glory tear situation going on. We will close out with her beautiful speech. So I just want to, there's so many people I could thank. I'm not going to make it an Emmy Award situation because, you know, we all don't love that. No disrespect. But I do want to say for the persons who have been consistent and kind and just showing up, we really appreciate you. I definitely want to thank my mother because you have to, and my mom's amazing. But I also want to thank, hey, Ma. I also want to thank my husband. Anyone who's ever been in a partnership or a marriage or a long-term relationship, however you're flowing, you know that it's a lot to hold people down and really be supportive. It's a whole different thing when you are with someone who is navigating disability. I haven't driven in 3 years. We've had to make modifications in our home. And, you know, my condition suggests that first I will go colorblind before I go completely blind. That's why Valerie blessing me with these colors had me just like pulling out the tissue in droves over the phone because that's important. And that's why my work is saturated with so much color, because I want to see it as long as I can. So I want to thank, okay, random dude. Okay, so I just want to thank, it's Rhino, we're rolling in flow. I want to thank my husband, Sean, because if you know Sean, he's really calm and low-key, and he never once said, you know what, I ain't signing up for all this. He's just like, tell me where to show up and how do I serve. And this morning when he worked a 10-hour shift, he got off work and came home and helped me get Zoe dressed and ready while we listened to the soundtrack from Trolls to come down here. And, you know, anyone who's heard that knows that it's a jam, but it was kind of early. It's just a testament to his heart and his commitment. And I couldn't do what I do. I mean, I could, because I'm a woman. I mean, yeah. But I couldn't do it on this scale, navigating disability with an amazing partner. So I just want to, he's mortified now, but I wanted to say, Sean, who's working the IG Live, I love you. And this whole journey is for Zoe. When I found out I was losing my vision, I said I wanted to go even harder because I've always been driven, but I want to create a record of work in my art so that when I'm unable to tell her or see it, she will have this record. And ever since we moved to Denver, God has sent so many amazing people to bless us and to show up and be kind. So now we now have family in Louisiana, but here in Colorado, and we're creating this record, and you all are allowing us to create this record and to ensure that people come together. So thank you for By My Heart. Thank you to Rhino and Alex for the opportunity. Thank you to Edens for your support. Thank you to our family over at Trinity, and just all the people who have stepped up to show love, and all of our friends and family back in Louisiana, Virginia, Georgia, New York, our people watching in Hawaii on the delay, and Cali, we love you. We're so appreciative. When I got diagnosed 3 years ago, they told me, go ahead and file for disability, shift your life. We don't know when you're gonna lose your vision completely. We advise you just to essentially go into the house. I didn't, and I'm so grateful. So whatever you're navigating, know that if you just move in faith, you can do this. Today you have 2 women standing before you, navigating disability, representing marginalized communities. And we're making history today because we are the first such creative collaboration to create public art of this scale in the city of Denver. And if that's not about hope, then honey, I don't know what is.
All right, I just wanted to say thank you, first and most importantly, to my deaf friends, my deaf family, but most importantly, my parents. They are both deaf, and my first language is ASL. And I am fully deaf in this year, and I'm partially deaf in this year. And I was born half deaf, but when I had a brain hemorrhage back in 2018, I lost some hearing in this year as well. So luckily, I already knew sign language, but I'm really blessed to be here. And I just wanted to thank everyone in the deaf community for your continuing to inspire me. Thank you, everyone who has welcomed me here. And Chloe, my favorite collaborator, favorite partner ever. That most importantly. Okay, thank you. As a half-deaf woman who grew up in a deaf family, I have been witness to countless instances of exclusion. Asking for an ASL interpreter and actually having that request be honored was always rare. It's so rare for my family, it was so rare for my family to feel included and welcome that we never expected positive outcomes. Deaf people feel excluded so often that there are so many signs for the concept of exclusion and feeling left out. And I can only think of one way to sign accessibility. Most spaces are simply not accessible for those who are disabled. When people with disabilities address these issues, they are often made to feel like they are asking for special treatment. Accessibility is usually something that someone has to ask for, and therefore, it's an afterthought. How can anyone receive special treatment when they were never considered in the first place? Whew. When I asked Edens and Alex if we could have an ASL interpreter at this event, and they immediately said, sure, we can do that, I was pleasantly surprised. And I am so thankful for having their respect. But I don't want to be pleasantly surprised anymore. I want this to be the norm. I don't like having expectations in general, but I want accessibility to be the expectation. As my amazing friend and talented artist collaborator, Chloé Duplessis, said to me on a phone call recently, accessibility should be the starting point. While painting this mural, people have stopped to ask questions about the piece. I have met so many kind, curious, and wonderful people this week. That message, disability rights are human rights, that was one of the first things I painted. I wanted people to know exactly what I was working on before they had questions. What I did not expect was that there were people who came up to me and thanked me for making them feel seen. Some of those people shared stories with me and told me about their disability. Some people told me about someone in their family who has a disability. It has been such an honor to welcome them and hold space for them here. This mural is for them. This is why Chloe and I are doing this. I have some statistics for you all. 20% of Americans have a disability of some kind, whether it is seen or something most of us are unaware of. And what about jails across the country? 40% of inmates have a disability. That is staggering. That means that the discrimination moves beyond making a space more accessible. It means that those with disabilities are harmed, criminalized, and even killed for being different. On the other end of the spectrum of power, how many political leaders in this country have a disability? Only 10%. There is a severe lack of representation among the most powerful. Dissecting this a little more, by leaving those with disabilities out of the conversation, where huge decisions are being made, our country is withholding power. They are perpetuating the oppression. Solutions that can be readily available to us all are left unseen. Even with all of my statistics, I have hope. Chloe has hope. Hope is what binds us and guides us through the darkness. I have hope that we can make the world a more accessible place. This mural gives me hope. People who have disabilities are powerful and beautiful, with unique perspectives. By giving them a voice and a seat at the table, they can bring immensely positive changes to the world. Let's move forward together and bring this hope to fruition. Let's make some changes. Thank you.
It feels like karaoke night again. And I'm not mad. All right, you guys, that concludes our program. Thank you so much for coming out today. This beautiful Denver, Colorado sun is giving me life, but it's also breaking me down. This heat is real. I told you I was from the South. We're used to humidity, not this direct action. But, so I'm still adjusting. Thank you for taking the time to come out. We're going to go ahead and wrap the program. But if you have questions, Valerie and I will be on hand to answer those questions. If you're from a local media outlet and you have a concern or you want to ask us something, we'll be physically in this space for the next 20 or 30 minutes. And then in all truth, we're going to take it inside Denver Central Market and eat. But So I just wanted to thank you all for coming out. For more information, you can visit our Instagram pages. Valerie's is Hello Valerie Rose with the @ symbol on Instagram. Please follow her and her meaningful work. A week before she got here, no, literally 2 days before she came here to start this mural, she'd been working on a mural in Chico, Northern California, where she now lives. And it's huge and receiving all this beautiful adoration and buzz. And so it should. So please follow her and her meaningful work. My Instagram handle is at duplessis.art, or you can visit my website at duplessisart.com. We love to work with you, collaborate with you, and make things more accessible. So if that interests you, reach out to us. And if you're looking to support organizations, Anchor Center for Blind Children, Rhino Art District. Remember that there are artists all over the country that are navigating disability, and they want to share their gifts. So if you have the opportunity to engage them and support them, please consider doing so. Feel free to take pictures. The official hashtag is Rhino Hope Mural. You can also shout out Rhino Art District or hashtag Edens. We appreciate you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Much love.